Hi, friends. This is your friendly neighborhood spiritual counselor and cosmic heart, Linda. As always, we will start our cosmic heart session with a prayer. So I invite you to place your hands on your heart and close your eyes if it is safe and comfortable for you to do. Taking that deep cleansing breath of love and gratitude. Letting go of anything that came before this moment. Setting aside anything that is to come after this session, knowing that we will easily and effortlessly be able to pick it up again if it is ours to do. We are grateful and thankful to be the two or more who are gathered in the name and the nature of love. We are grateful and thankful for our willingness, our dedication, our devotion to remembering our true identity, which is perfect, unconditional love. We are grateful for our mighty companions, our earthly and heavenly helpers. We ask that they join us now, surrounding and supporting us, blessing all who are here, all who may listen later, inspiring us and guiding us as we sit for just a moment in silence to set our intentions for our session today. And with our intentions lightly set and our open hearts and open minds, we're so very grateful to be able to be great receivers of the all good. We claim it now and we share the benefits of all that we are and all that we receive with Mother Earth and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and divine gratitude, we let it be. And so it is. Amen. So whatever comes through today, we trust that it's coming from a place of love and only love, even if it feels like it might be difficult to hear. And I'm also trusting that you were brought here to this video because there's something in it for you to hear that will be helpful, even if it feels challenging. Know that it is coming from a place of love. So I am continuing to talk about the grief journey that I'm on and what I'm learning, hoping that, trusting that my experience is helpful to somebody else who might be going through something similar. And because a lot of what I have learned in the past about grief and processing grief isn't exactly what I'm experiencing. And a lot of that may be because of the work that I've been doing for the past 15 years, my own work and work with other people. But there are some things that remain. Forgetting about normal for however long it takes. Know what you need from others and know what to hang on to and what to let go of, and acknowledge the levels of loss. Because there may be times when you have to let go of people and things that require more care from you than you have to offer during this time. And so that can be another level of grief on top of what you're already dealing with. And it's too bad that we don't have more understanding of what grief is and what people might need while they are grieving. I do feel that it is a topic that could really be discussed in schools. um, I'm pretty sure that they still in high school talk about some psychology kind of things, and teaching kids at a young age how to be compassionate, how to listen, um, and how to listen to themselves, to know what it is that your body, mind, soul need during difficult times. And what I have found over the last 2.5 months is that there are um, things and people that I have in my life that were attracted to my energy because of the entrainment, because of the lessons that I learned from my childhood about how to keep myself safe in a house that was chaotic in my earliest years. And part of that was taking care of others and making other people feel comfortable, so that, or in the hopes that them feeling comfortable meant that I would be safe. Then feeling comfortable meant that I would be liked or loved. And when you're in a process of deep grief, as I am now, and not saying that there are levels of grief, because I've never lost a child. I don't know what that is like. Um, I've never had like my house burned down and lost all my possessions. I've never been through a natural disaster. And I do know people that have been through those things. I'm sure that their grief is different, a little different than what I'm experiencing. And not to say that any of those things is more or less challenging, but one of the gifts of my husband's passing has been that I am more clearly seeing my own habits, patterns of codependency, and realizing that they have been one of the ways that I have allowed myself to betray myself, to betray my true self, to not take good care of the child self of myself, to not take care of the teenage self of myself, and to not take care of the adult self of myself. And the thing is in this coming to realization and the exploration that it has opened up in me with my own self and my own journey, I can feel that I don't have the energy, I don't have the bandwidth to take care of things and people that I was in relationship with codependently. And that can bring on its own sense of grief. But it also is opening up a wider capacity for inspiration, intuition, to experience things that I haven't experienced before, or that I've experienced in smaller chunks that I'm experiencing more of. For example, I was dealing with a little extra intense grief yesterday, which is why this video is late. Thank you for your patience. And so I decided to take good care of myself. Actually, my friend Christine also helped me to decide that I could use a little bit more rest. And one of the things that happened is I got the urge to have like a popsicle kind of thing. And I knew that in the freezer in my garage, there were some all fruit popsicles. Turns out that they were really old. There were only 4 of them, but I ended up having to throw them out because they were really, like, 2022 was the expiration date and they were gross. That's beside the point. When I went out to the garage, there was a heater that Rudy had installed on the rafters of the garage ceiling that would blow heat at the chair where he would sit at his work desk out there when it was cold. And because of the illnesses he had, he was cold often. And I don't know exactly how long it had been on, but it was pretty dang hot. So I pulled there's like a cord like you would see on a ceiling fan. I pulled that to shut it off. And then I thought, I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Somebody doesn't accidentally turn this thing on because the house could burn down. That would be awful. And Rudy had a lot of gadgets. One of the things that he did a couple years ago, again, because of his illness, like his eyesight wasn't that great. And so he installed these LED light tubes, like 5 of them out in the garage. And when you turn those suckers on, you can see everything. But they hadn't been working for a few months and he couldn't figure out why. And I was like, I'm going to have to call an electrician sometime before winter hits and we get into the darker days of the year, because we need some light out there. And he had taken down the fluorescent bulbs that were there originally. But what happened was I unplugged that heater from the ceiling electrical socket, and I just heard, why don't you try those lights? And guess what? They all worked. So, I have no proof of this, but I'm just feeling like that was Rudy helping me out from wherever he is. And like I said before, I don't think he's gone anywhere. I think we are all always everywhere. And that may sound a little crazy to some people, but I have a very distinct, strong sense that he was the one that inspired me to go out for the popsicles. He was the one that allowed me to notice that the heater was on in the summertime. It's been in the 70s and 80s. And he also was the one that inspired me to unplug it and then try the dang lights. So I have no proof of that, obviously. But what I'm saying is, what I'm finding is the more that I declutter my mind, declutter my life, the more that I become true to what is most loving for myself during this time, and let go of the things that don't feel loving or helpful at this time in this moment. And that's not to say that they won't feel loving and helpful at a later date. It's just that I just don't have it in me to take care of anybody else or anything else beyond what has to be taken care of, because there's so much. They don't really tell you that when a spouse passes away, but everybody I've talked to since that has had a spouse pass away is like, oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of. So anyway, all of that to say, again, forget normal for a while. I don't know how long this will last. I don't know how long I will be able to sense and receive inspiration from him. And I don't know how long I will feel dysregulated to the point that I can't take on anybody else's stuff. And that's not to say that I can't, because for whatever reason, when I'm doing my counseling sessions, it's like there's a whole other level of me that is being tapped into. I feel, and I would love if any of my counseling clients are viewing my channel, and they've had a session since Rudy's passed in the last couple of months, chime in and, be honest. Do you feel that you are still receiving helpful counseling? Because I do feel that the sessions are still going well, very well. But that's from my perspective. I can't say what my clients say. They keep making appointments, so I would say that that's yes. Yeah. So, is there anything else? It really does come back to focusing on the ball, your tennis ball, as my friend Christine says. Your focus has to remain on the one thing that you feel is most important. And the one thing I feel is most important for me, especially now, is peace in my heart, in my mind, in my body. And give yourself grace. Continue to give yourself grace. And that's not just for people that are grieving, that's for everybody, because we're all, life is very lifey sometimes. And so just like you would have kindness and understanding and compassion for someone that you knew and loved that was going through something difficult, show that same level of grace and kindness and compassion toward yourself. We don't have time. We don't have the luxury of being not loving to ourselves anymore. We have work to do. We have work to do in this world. I know if you're watching this channel, you can feel it too, that you have work to do. So, yeah. If you found this video helpful and would like to go deeper, you can work one-on-one with me. Just leave a comment below. Counseling sessions are 45 to 60 minutes long, cost $100, and I can share more details when you reach out in the comments for your appointment. Please share this video with family and friends you feel it may support. I would love your feedback or suggestions for future topics. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when new videos are available. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. Much love. Stay true to your own cosmic heart. Bye for now.